Hi everyone, welcome back to Sports Kabaddi with me, Aradi and Rishi. Boys, it is heating up as we head into the final test match between India and England at the Oval. It starts tomorrow, and it feels like there's so many stories, excuse me, to talk about. Yeah, excuse me once again, but I don't know where to start. I think when we had our last conversation, we did focus a lot on the cricketing side of the game, but something that's really come out in the past few days or the days following the end of the test match was the whole handshake gate incident. I think it's quick. It's nice that we should probably address it before we move on. Um, Rishi, bro, like there's a lot been made of it. I mean, Ben Stokes obviously offered the draw to India when Jadeja and Washington Sundar were batting their 80s and 90s.
How nice of him. Of course, how nice of him.
Yeah, how sweet of him. Probably wanted the Indian batters to take a rest, but India said no, and they said let's keep batting, and they wanted the boys to get their hundreds, and yeah, just your thoughts bro, on the entire incident. I mean, I've seen so many reactions now. I've seen reactions from most of the cricketing world has been quite unanimous. There've been a couple who've I am notably at least Bumble and of course some of the English players have.
It would be, I don't think there's anyone other than English who would support the English. And that's
Yeah,
the thing. And I don't, this kind of thing, I don't think anybody else would come up with other than the English.
yeah,
Because
and
only they have this air of superiority that how dare these guys come and score a truckload of runs against us? And when our bowlers are tired, how dare they not shake our hands at our own accord, at our own sweet time, and feel
yeah, yeah.
bad about it? Like, I don't think anyone else is entitled enough to feel that.
And I think even but to be fair, I think even there are so many commentators and pundits who also said that India were right to continue batting. I think that's what I'm saying. I think is that probably 80-90% of the cricketing world agrees that um, England should have just continued bowling and India did the right thing. It's completely up to the batting team. Of course, it is up to the batting team, and yeah, how long they want to play and when they want to move out. So yeah, just given that it's quite interesting, it's quite fascinating that this whole incident even happened. Um, Adi, your take down that?
Bro, honestly, it's not that deep. It's obviously England wouldn't care about what India is doing. For them, they're going to look at themselves. India
Yeah,
is
yeah.
going to look at themselves. So it's just normal. I think it's an incident in the game. You don't expect England to have sympathy for Indians and be like, okay, let's give them their 100. It's fine for them to come and ask for a handshake. It's fine for India to say no, just go bat. I mean, go ball. We want to bat, and it is what it is, bro. That's it. It's not that really not that deep. Like maybe Stokes could have handled it better in the way he should have spoken. I think that's the only thing which should have been better. But I really don't care if England are going to come and ask for a handshake because they're entitled to it. And to be fair, at the end of the day, India were only batting for the century. It was not like India were going to bat for a result at the end of the day. So it is not like England don't have the right to come and say, bro, like if you guys are just batting for centuries, I don't want my bowlers to get injured. It's England have every right to just come and say no. See, at the end of the day, I don't have to sit here and be like, I'm going to look at your century. I'm going to look at after my bowlers, my players, whatever it is. And to be fair, both teams bowled a lot. So yeah, bro, it's just that I don't expect them to. It's a competition. Like, why are you expecting England to come and say, no,
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 no.
we
I don't
ball.
think the issue is them asking for. I think that of course he's entitled to come and ask for a draw. That's a part of the game. I think the issue is the way they handled it after is what the issues
Yeah,
are.
that's my point. I think Stokes could have just been a bit more light about it. But that's my point, bro. It's in the game, heat of the moment it happens. I don't think it's that deep. Like, to be fair, if it happened from our side also, like if India did that to England, or I mean, even somewhere like Australia comes does it to India, vice versa, like it's fine. It's a part of the game. Like if it was us, I'm sure we would be okay with doing the same thing. Like if it came
Mm.
down to it, like going for a handshake, being like, bro, like why are we simply bowling for your centuries? Like to be fair, if I have to talk about Indian batters, a lot of comments, a lot of shade used to always come on Virat Kohli saying, why are you playing for personal achievements? Why are you playing for personal achievements? And today, like, what is it? Are you going to not talk about personal achievements now? Because
No, I think
the
this is a
huge
general thing
I'm
here.
not talking about you guys, but I'm talking from a general perspective. Every time Virat went for a century, even I remember even against Australia when he went for a century, there were people criticizing him for a century. There were
Hmm.
people criticizing him for not playing for the team, this, that, like why are you going behind personal achievements, this, that, this, that.
No, but here there is no game to win, so there it is only personal achievements left. So we all know that.
Exactly, but you can't be like personal achievements matter now versus some other time. Like that's my point. Like at the end of the day,
No, I think you
some people
can
get
because when the game is at stake, of course the team comes first. But here there is no game. So of course, if they are going to bat for themselves, might as well bat for themselves. And I think there's also a side to it where
And
you
they
are
have
kind of doing
they have
something for the
they
team.
and these two got themselves to the position where they are. They've batted out nearly what, the whole day, like 2 sessions or something,
No,
so they deserve to be there.
That's
And
and
not
only
my
also
fair
point.
and
that they
We're
got the
not
also
talking about
centuries.
deserve to be there or not. The point is like, bro, the point is I've seen guys from the
no,
Indian
dude. Like
commentary side, Indian
even
punditry side,
even then.
being very critical about Virat Kohli every time he went for the century. Not even now, even though the World Cup, I
Yeah,
remember
but there's a
the people.
game to win. There's a game to win. Here
Rahul,
there was no
the
game to
game
win.
was won there also. Virat, it was literally like against New Zealand, India had won the game. It was just a matter of who finishes the game off.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what I'm
remember at
saying.
that point,
So
it
that's
was
the
a matter
point.
of why is Virat chasing for his
Bro, see,
century.
here
So the
here in
point
the
is the same
yeah.
thing though. Like I
No,
really
but
think
here also I still think like India did the right thing. I think I would have even been like, bro, play the
I'm
entire
not talking about
cricket
India,
match. No,
Rahul. I'm
but
not talking about the
I'm
team.
saying there is
I'm talking about
also
the people who criticize them. Like
correct, correct. But I'm
I've
saying
seen the
there's
same
also a
people.
team perspective.
No,
There's
but I'm
also a
talking
team
about the same
perspective.
people criticizing Virat for going for centuries. Which, bro, I'm not going to sit and say, that's right or wrong. Like, if you have your own perspective about put your team first over your personal records, I'm not going to sit here and say that's wrong or right. My point is, you can't throw a stone on one guy and then not throw it on the other guy. Is the point. Like, keep the same standards for everyone. If I'm not talking about us, I'm talking about the people who've done it. Like, I've
No, no,
seen
no,
a
fair
lot of
enough.
people who've
I think circumstances are different. And here I think even then there is also a team perspective, which is, bro, if I knew I'm going into the fifth test behind 2-1 down, I would want to bowl the English bowlers as much as I could. I would even say bat fully, bro. Like make sure that they are tired. Like that is the point, right? You're in a competition. This is not we're not here for charity. We're not here for, oh no, you're feeling tired. Let's all go and sit around. No problem.
But that is right, but they didn't want to do that, right? Like that's the
No,
difference.
but my point is there is also that perspective. So I'm saying, regardless, there should be no problem at all if India want to bat.
No,
Regardless
I'm
of
not
whether
talking
it is
about
for
having a
personal
problem or
milestone
not
or
about batting. Bro, my whole point is the Indian side of the story. The same people who are coming now and getting angry at England, like I don't want to put names, but we all know who are those people. There are a lot of people who come out criticized Virat a lot for him going and chasing centuries, apparently chasing. But that's the thing, like the same standards were not kept here is my point. Like, are you talking? They're telling
again,
like they're
I
supposed
think
to
it's
get the
mostly
centuries,
the
they're
team
supposed to get the
perspective.
centuries. Cool. Like for me, I'm happy if they get, but I'm talking about these same guys who had problem with other players getting centuries. I mean, India's greatest ever batter, but here you're okay with it. My point is like, why do you want to have that two-sidedness, bro? Like that's all I'm trying to say. Like you shouldn't have a problem with India retiring or something, putting themselves first if it comes down to it, right? It was not like India wanted to finish the day. It was not like India wanted to finish uh, the extra 1 hour 15 minutes was still left. They didn't want to finish that. They didn't want to tire the ballers more. They could have done it, like to be fair, but even they didn't do it.
Yeah. Well, this happened, and Gautam Gambhir. It doesn't take too much for Gautam Gambhir to get into controversy and uh, sort of make the headlines, and he's done that again, Rishi, bro. A little quarrel with the Sari curator. Uh, it's it's happened. It's because India were not allowed to go and inspect the pitch. They were told to maintain some distance from the pitch. Well, this is something that usually happens. You can go to the wicket. It's not like it's a new thing that the you stay away completely. And they were wearing rubber spikes. Of course, it doesn't affect the wicket. So it's an odd one. But again, the manner in which he has dealt with the situation, again, I think puts. I don't know why, but it puts India in a bad light. And I think when you're representing the country and you're representing all your people, I feel like as a head coach, you got to handle it better. You're not a player. You're literally somebody who's played. so much cricket for so long. You're representing the country. Already you have issues in the press conferences. You and now you come out like this. I don't think what he said and the way he had dealt with the issue was right. I think there was an issue, but there's so much, like, in my personal view, like, I think he could have done so much better to deal with the situation than the way he reacted. He's a fiery guy and all that we know, but as an Indian national team head coach, I think there's more responsibility on you to act better, to represent the nation a little better, because the way he's acted, and he's literally putting down an entire class of people when he says you're just a groundsman. That unfortunately is terrible treatment of the situation. I felt really bad when I saw it. I know some groundsmen as well, and they're lovely people. It does not matter what you do. Dignity of labor, dignity of, like, people is something that you have to maintain, and as somebody of that stature, it must come first. So I didn't quite like the way he handled the entire situation. But yeah, bro, like, what did you make of the situation? In Apart from that, I think, yeah, whatever. Of course, the fact that apparently there was something that was said to him. Nobody's saying what was said. Now this can be made out to be anything. So I think, yeah, he's put himself. And like, the thing is, bro, he can see the camera. If you look at the video, he sees the cameras on him, and he does it. Like, it just boggles me, dude. Like, sometimes when I look at Gambhir. But yeah, what did you think of it, bro?
I mean, see, primarily when you look at it, of course, your first instinct is, and the most sensible instinct is, dude, you can handle the situation a bit better. And like you mentioned, of course, there's going to be more context to it than what was caught on the camera, because you don't know what was or how it was conveyed to them that the coaching staff and the captain, they're not supposed to go and inspect the pitch, which has never happened, by the way. And following which, there have been pictures coming out of Ben Stokes, Brendan McCullum, and the same curator or the groundsman walking on the pitch, not beside the pitch,
Yeah, but
but quite
I
literally
think
on the pitch.
that's from 2023, I think, from the Ashes.
Oh, so 2023 you're allowed to do that, but 2025
No, no, no.
new rules came
I
in,
don't think
is it?
it's a
So
problem in general, but, like, yeah.
exactly. So all of a sudden, when India goes there, it's suddenly a problem. So again, I don't think that should have happened in the first place. But that being said, like you mentioned, as a person of as a position of responsibility that he holds of the Indian coach, you're not a player anymore, like you said. Gautam Gambhir, the player, if he says that back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, it's okay. Like, you are still maturing, you can do what, like, you can say anything you want, and it goes under the radar. But when you are so much more experienced, when you are representing a much older crowd, a much more knowledgeable crowd, have you have to have that sensibility. And clearly, there isn't much difference between Gautam Gambhir the player and Gautam Gambhir the coach. And but I'm not going to delve into him defending his team or defending his side, saying, there's nothing wrong in what we did, because you're supposed to do that. But it's just a choice of words. Of course, you're supposed to, no matter who you're talking to, give them the basic respect. But at the same time, if you're going there and a new rule is suddenly popped up, and the opposition groundsman is coming and saying you're not supposed to enter the field or you're not supposed to inspect the pitch, of course you're going to feel insulted, because this has never happened before. And that is exactly what our batting coach came and clarified during the press conference as well. So regarding the whole incident, of course, we should have retaliated and we should have given back words strongly, but not as a personal comment, not as a personal attack. That was very much overstepping the line.
Yeah, I think, yeah, but it's just the position you're in as a person, man. Like, I think sometimes it's how you handle these situations really tell where you are and, like, where your team is. And it almost scares me sometimes. I'm like, bro, is this the mentality we're breeding in this team? That's
No,
something.
Rahul, just to add, sorry to interrupt. I don't think he would have reacted any differently if our team were doing very well. If our team were doing very well, he'd reply the exact same way.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That
I
is
think,
just down to
I think
him.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's a problem. Like either way, I
Mm.
agree. I don't think he would have reacted any differently, even if we were doing well. And I think that's an issue. Like I don't think we should be promoting this kind of behavior in general. Like I think it's okay to defend your team. Of course, it's okay to defend your team, and Virat Kohli has done it so many years. But getting belittling people, I've never seen it from anyone. Like you can be aggressive, you can be harsh, you can really defend your team, and Virat Kohli has really shown us the way, right? All of like over these years, sort of Ganguly has shown us the way all these years. But there's a way to do it. I just don't think this is the way. Um, but yeah, Adi, what did you think now of this? Like, it's really heating up now. There's lots. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, bro. For me, it's simple. In this world, you can always choose two ways to handle tough situations. Either be a class person, show your position of of whatever, like show your worth in certain situations. You don't just because a curator comes, which he has his own right. I mean, I'm not going to sit and say everyone's shouldn't be not allowed to go and inspect. I don't think that's what should that's not right. Right, we all know that. But the point is, I think pitch curators, it is okay. They are humans. They might tend to get emotional in terms of wanting to protect the wicket, whatever it is. I don't know, but you can handle things in a certain way, and that's what it comes down to. You know, using the words he did, I looked at the video, I felt embarrassed. Like I was like, why do you need to talk someone's position as it being something not of worth or belittling that position? Because I don't get it. The reason they play cricket is because of the pitch curators' hard work to create good pitches, whatever is needed, etc. And just going and saying you're just a groundsman, you're just a groundsman, don't tell me what to do or whatever. Stay in your limits or something like that. He told, and capacity, stay in your capacity. I guess that's what he said. And but that's the thing, like you don't have to go in that route, like no matter what. There was not only one person there, like there were an entire Indian team was there, but there's only one guy who was shouting on top of his lungs. There's only one guy using the words, that were used, and there's only one guy that the groundsman had problem with also. So I think it is not a question about fighting or defending your right to do something. It's a matter of how you deal with it. And for me, I've always said you you can do that maybe as a 21-year-old debutant or like upcoming Jaiswal. If he did that, I would expect the head coach to go and pull his ear and say, bro, like you need to get your thing right. You can't talk like that. But I wouldn't expect my head coach to go and talk like that. That's the point.
Exactly. That's true.
Like tomorrow, who's going to hold Gautam Gambhir accountable? Like if I saw the same thing from a young player, the same words coming out from a young player, I would expect the head coach, the captain, whoever it is, to go and say, yeah, you are wrong. You shouldn't be talking like this. There's a way we should handle. Let's handle it in that way. And that's class, in my opinion. And that's really important in this world where a lot of people lack it, bro. Like, whatever it is, you can't just say it's not even a game happening there where you're like on top of your emotions and you're under pressure. It's really a practice session. And tomorrow, as you said, like if the head coach is okay to talk like this, tomorrow if a guy like Jaiswal or any young player, any player to be fair, understands if the head coach can speak like this, even I'm allowed to speak like this. Who will come and stop me? Like if you're setting the precedence as a head coach, like I'm going to go there, disrespect groundsmen, talk whatever I have to. Tomorrow, the same thing will apply for the youngsters, for the other team members. Like they're also going to be like, I can go speak like this to anyone, and it's okay. If I feel like I'm not being allowed to do something, I'm going to, burst out and speak like this. I don't agree with it. I will never agree with the fact that, like I saw even Gil today saying he had his own right to talk like that. I think
That's nonsense.
the yeah, I think the way the batting coach yesterday spoke, I saw his press conference. I was impressed with him. I was like, if this guy can talk like this, I don't know why a head coach like Gambhir can't talk like this. Like the way the batting coach handled it was the right way. He said like, At the end of the day, there are people in the industry. They know what to do. They have experience. It's not like they're, dumb. They're not. They are experts. They know how to work the way through it, and it's fine. Just let us do it. And he was very calm in the press conference, and the way Gumby spoke, dude, like it's not needed. And where does the limit comes? Like you are gonna grow a pack of hooligans at the end of the day if you keep moving like this. Like to an extent, throughout the series, I've been disappointed with the way Indians have behaved in certain positions. Right from Pant throwing away the ball, disrespecting the umpires, Gill disrespecting the umpires, Gill going and fighting with the players, talking unnecessary things. I think it does come down to someone, and I think it comes down to the head coach. And if you're going, to be fair, I wouldn't expect someone like Rahul Dravid in the same position to even be in this situation. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that matters. I think that really matters. Like the same position, if Gambhir handled it with class, there would have been so many people around actually applauding Gambhir, actually talking how the groundsman was extremely wrong in this position. But
Exactly.
that's not what's happening. Like that's literally not the case.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Exactly. I think that's the issue because, like, I think there is an issue here, and because of how Gambhir's reacted, it's almost like we're leaving that part out because of the way he's reacted. In fact, if he had reacted in the manner that was appropriate, we would have been speaking about the actual issue, which is going and inspecting the wicket. But because of the way he's reacted, it's he's made it all about himself, like he always does, and it's gone. I mean, like that's you can't address the issue at hand because of what you've done. So yeah, that's that. But heading into this test match, two big things. Jasprit Bumrah, of course, said that he would play three tests, and as a result, is not expected to play this fifth test for India. And the other major one, Ben Stokes. I think, in a very weird way, I feel like the Stokes blow for England is greater than Jasprit Bumrah for India, um, simply because of the manner in which Stokes has bowled this entire series. He's been brilliant. He's bowled 10 over, 11 over spells, absolutely relentless. And his body's gone through a fair bit. Rishi, which one is the bigger blow, bro, for you? Stokes to England or Bumrah to India?
I think it's Stokes and Archer for England.
Yeah,
I think
Archer, but I
that
mean,
combined.
that's more rest. But yeah, go for it.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's not. I think it's pretty much confirmed that he's not going to play. I think. I think they've released the lineup also, and Josh Tongue is set to start. So if
Mhm.
that, like either ways, I feel they're going to miss out on Archer a lot because the kind of bite he was generating from the wickets were. I don't think any of the other English pacers were getting, and even Stokes to a very large extent was not able to get the kind of bite off of that pretty flat wickets. So when you
Yeah,
put these two into perspective, I think England are going to miss out on so much because now their captain Ollie Pope, yes, hasn't had a great tour. So I mean, great series so far. Has been called out on a number of occasions by English batters, by ex-English batters, for the kind of performances, and not the runs per se, but how he handles the number three position. But so when you add all these factors and how underwhelming the other English bowlers have been, like too much now, it's again back to too much pressure on Chris Woke. So I think it's a lot more pressure on England than on India because we pretty much knew that coming into the series that we're gonna have Bumrah only for 3 games, and we even managed to win a test match without Bumrah. So I think we're a lot more better off than England because now they don't know where to go for because the minute things start looking down, it's like so far in the series, it used to be Ben Stokes coming clutch,
mm.
and now that they've lost their talisman, I don't know where they'll look towards. And yeah, I think we're in a much better place going into the last test.
Yeah. Jamie Overton's back. Gus Atkinson again after a pretty lengthy layoff for him as well. So
Yeah,
couple of
four
core
changes.
bowlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of core bowlers for them. It's going to be interesting. Jacob Bethell as well. Will probably fill in at number 6 for England. So a few changes here and there for England. It's coming close. Adi, who do you think is going in better, bro, into this last test?
I mean, ideally it should be India in terms of they are not. I don't think they're going to lose a lot of players because they knew they already lost the players they have lost. Like, I think it's only Bumrah who wouldn't play tomorrow. I think Ashdeep Singh is back for tomorrow. I think he's going to make his debut. I'm not sure if Akashdeep is back or not. It's a matter of, I'm not sure. Like, I'm really clueless in that sense, because I remember reading before the fourth test that he would play the fifth test, but I don't know if he's there or not itself. I don't even know if he's there in the squad. But apart from that, it is pretty much the same thing, same standard team. So it's not like they have a lot of chop and changes to make. And with England, you are making four huge changes before your final test match, which, you technically at least have to draw it. It's not like you can not win it. I mean, it's not like you're going there to win it, but it's not like it's okay for you to lose it, because you've not won the series. You still might lose. By the sounds of it, by the looks of it, if it was just plain side, you would be like, oh yeah, maybe they won the series 3-1 and that's why they're making these changes. But it's not, like, it's still 2-1. India can still win it, and they have won it. They only won their only test match without Bumrah. So it's not like it is a matter of, okay, they lose their so-called best bowler, now they're even worse. I think they still won. So it doesn't look like they're worse off it.
Mm.
And with India, again, it comes down to who plays number three. Maybe that's the only question. Apart from that, I don't think there's any other questions in that team itself. So they should go into the last test uh, in a very solid mindset, in a clear mindset in terms of their starting 11, in terms of what they have to do better. And also losing Stokes, I think, who is England's generally not even their best player in terms of, like, in tough situations, but also he looks like the guy who's always on the field, where everyone looks towards. And losing your leader is a big blow, because now who are you going to look at during those DRS calls, which I think has been horrendous from England side. But I think a lot of the test matches I've seen, these English players lack experience, in my opinion. Apart from Root, I think everyone else get very jumpy during DRS calls, and they've had horrendous DRS calls. And that is because Stokes has relied and trusted in these players. I think Jamie Smith has been poor in that sense. I think only Root has been someone who's smart enough, but even the bowlers have been poor in terms of using the DRS, at least. So it's like, if you lack experience on the field, who are you going to look towards in these edgy situations? I think Stokes brings some calmness, some straightforwardness in these situations. And losing him at this point, it can happen, bro. Margins can happen where you miss a DRS call and there might be a wicket, and then the player goes on to score 100 and 150. You never know. Like with Jadeja, they dropped the catch in his first over, and then he went on to score a century. Like, these margins matter, and I think the Stokes is just a huge miss for them. I think England just losing Stokes, for me, they're already on the backhand of this, and I don't know how they're going to replace them both. At least as a batter, it's fine. I think Bethell will do the job, but as a bowler, I think they're really going to miss him, because if I'm not wrong, they don't have any spinners also for the final test. So it's going to be what, four bowlers who are going to bowl relentlessly. I think maybe Root will be the spinner. Apart from that, maybe Bethel will come play ball a bit of
I think
spin,
he won't
because he
bowl a
can
bit.
do that. But yeah, like, I think overall, the I don't think England are in the best situation right now going to the last test. Four changes is just a lot, especially for the
Mhm.
last.
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, India also will have to make some changes. Rishabh Pant is missing, so that means Dhruv Jurel will probably come in. Bumrah is going to miss out, so that means Arshdeep will probably play. And if Akashdeep is back, he's going to come straight back into the team. Yeah, just a few changes here and there. There's conversation that Kuldeep Yadav might play. Are you going to play Shardul Thakur, who has played a very limited role with the ball at least? So it's a few questions for India to answer as well.
I think the
Um,
reports where Akashdeep is most likely to replace
Yeah,
him.
Akash
But
is most likely to play. So that's great news for India at least. He's probably been one of the better bowlers in the series. And Siraj, I think will have to take a lot of the burden and will really have to own his seniorship in this team and take them across the line. If India do pull off a win here, a 2-all, and level the series, it would be something special for India. And I think it would be great for us to take back home and finish the rest of the test calendar. We've got South Africa and West Indies coming up, so yeah, it'd be really nice for India to cap off on a high. But yes, guys, thanks so much for watching. That's that for today. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to Sports Khabri, and we'll be back after the start of the fifth and final test at the Oval.